So this is an application problem where we are going to apply the mathematics that we learned. It's also known as a word problem, but realize that you're not going to be asked to apply anything that you don't know. We're not creating formulas or anything here. This is going to be a proportion, which is something that we were just talking about. So if you read through the problem, it says to mix weed killer with water correctly, it is necessary to mix 25 teaspoons of weed killer with 5 gallons of water. Find how many gallons of water are needed to mix with the entire box if it contains 45 teaspoons of weed killer. Okay, so we're going from 25, which we know, to 45, so almost double. And what we're going to do is we're going to write a proportion. 25 teaspoons of weed killer to 5 gallons. Now, it's important to note that we put teaspoons in the numerator and gallons in the denominator. Okay, and you can have it the other way as long as teaspoons stay with teaspoons. So on the other side, when we go to do our proportion over here, our teaspoons need to be in the numerator and our gallons need to be in the denominator. So it tells us that the entire box contains 45 teaspoons. And how many gallons of weed killer? Well, that's our unknown. That's what we don't know. That's our x. So we have a proportion here, right? We have a ratio which equals another ratio, and now we can cross multiply. So let's see that done. On one side, I'm going to have 25 times x. And that'll give me 25x. And on the other side, we're going to have 45 times 5. And you can type that into your calculator, and you're going to get 225. Now we have a linear equation, because my x is to the first power, and we can solve it. Isolate the grumpy x by dividing 25. So that these two will reduce down to 1. And if I divide the right-hand side by 25, I need to divide the left side of the equal sign by 25. 225 over 25, calculator, gives you 9. And on the right-hand side, it's just x. So x is 9. The answer would be 9 gallons. Okay, now the good thing about these applications is that it has to make sense. So let's go back and make sure it makes sense. I started with 25 teaspoons and that mixed with 5 gallons. Now, I'm not doubling it, that would be 50, so I'm almost doubling it to get 45 teaspoons. And if you almost double 5, does that make sense? Almost doubling 5 is 9? Sure. Okay, so there's no reason for me to question this.